bilingual. But if your name is McDonald or Campbell, you'll never get the job.
And I totally agree with you. I know one of our members of the CLF actually. He's been going for French language training forever. His teacher has passed him, says, "Okay, you're ready. Go do your test." And he goes and he fails. And he goes back to the teacher, and the teacher can't figure out why he's failed. He goes again, he fails again. And he asked him, "Well, can I bring my teacher in so that my teacher can see where my problems are?" "Nope." "Can I bring a tape recorder?" "Nope." "Can I bring anyone?" "Nope." And his last name is English. And that's why he's being failed.
Sounds like communism to me.
What's that?
Sounds like communism to me.
Sounds like it to me.
Well, I'm for one believe Dalton McGinty's a total Marxist, so we won't go there.
I think it makes more sense when you have a population that is 96% English, 2% unilingually French, 2% bilingual, put all the French unilingual people in the English version.
I ask you, if there are francophones in Ontario being surrounded by when 96% of the people that they meet are going to be English speaking and they can't learn English, how the heck do they expect us English people, who only meet out of every 4 people out of every 100 people who need to speak French, how are we supposed to learn it when they can't learn English when it's 96% of the people that they meet?
It's
You know,
a
it's
big
just
scam. They have no intention.
it's social engineering, plain and simple.
Well, you make that good. French and English is a good match.
Mr. Barr, another Barr, like Mrs. Barr in Pakenham you mentioned. This is Mr. Barr from Russell, whose wife cannot even sort mail by herself at 5 o'clock in the morning anymore in Canada Post because she's not bilingual.
We're 10 hours a week from probably 6 in the morning till 8, well before it opened. And she was given the choice to learn French or she would be replaced. So I brought her home and I'll employ her at my house. But that's the kind of stuff we're dealing with. Two points. I run a business in London as well. And I had to go to a hiring center to hire. And we had a chat about the bilingualism because I'm from Ottawa. And one of the things I was blown away by is there's such a demand down there for Quebec bilingualism that they can't even fill them. That's how tainted the whole place has gone. I was at St. Catharines at the MTO office a week and a half ago because I run the Greater Ottawa Truckers Association as well. That whole building is absolutely bilingual from going out to smoke everything. And I had a chat with the people that I dealt with, and they said it's become just terrible to the point where they believe any senior people are going to be replaced with bilingual. It's becoming infectious. My third point is, and I refuse to do this, every time I call a government, an Ontario government agency, I have to press 1 to continue in English, and that pisses me off. I'm afraid if I don't press the 1, I'll get continue on in French.
Yep.
Where has it gone? So I've got to press 1 to continue into when I call a St. Catharines MTO. It's gotten tainted. I'd like to ask Brian and maybe Nick, where is the defining moment in this? Is it a new political party? Because Mr. McLaren, I got to ask you too. You must have been hit numerous times with this bilingual stuff. Every time I approach a politician, they just want to look the other way, like they're wrong. Can't even discuss it. I hope what Mr. Lilly said was right, that you don't become tainted by politics. Hire people like you over and over again. You stand up and make the problem. I'm going to make the difference until you get consumed, and it just the mandate shifts. It almost becomes as I got to be friends with everybody, become re-electable.
Or they fall for the illusion that there's so many French.
Mr. McLaren to stand up and be resolved in what you ran for. Fairness for everyone.
You guys want to come up and take the mic in a sec? I'll just...
Oh, hey, listen, one more thing. I am dealing with, Mr. McLaren, because of the truck issue, I'm going to give you a real quick story. In the municipal snow for the municipality of the city of Ottawa, I have 34 trucking companies that are permitted to move snow in for the municipality of Ottawa. 0 the other way. I've dealt with the city, job protection, which replaced fairness as a two-way street. I can't get in it. You know what they threw at me the other day after 12 meetings? In 1990, there's a thing called the Discrimination Act, which means you cannot discrimination. All these things, including geographical areas, that's my trump card. They are allowed to come over here. We can't go over there.
That's right.
And I have been appointed to that provincial board, that the job protection and replace fairness is a two-way street in 06. Can you give us a little bit of an update on, why the inequity and why in a meeting, and I put the city of Ottawa on notice that I'm not prepared to be careful or politically correct, because when I get my calculator and I go 0 divided by 34 is 0. What is the deal there, Mr. McLaren? When are we going to bring that on the table?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, all I could say to you is, you got to realize I've only been elected for about 5 months.
Granted.
Okay.
Understood.
So,
we support you.
And for sure, things at Queen's Park and probably at House of Commons, it's a big mountain to move.
Yeah.
For one elected person to go and just change the world is hoping for a lot.
Yeah.
We go with good intentions. I'm going to do the best I can, but I would say to you, don't just elect somebody and send him off on his own to change the world.
Correct.
You have to contact me and every other elected person and give us the drive, give us the push to do what you want.
Yes.
So many people think about politics once every 4 years and then give the elected guy hell because things didn't go the way they want. For sure there's things wrong, like we don't have free trade between provinces is what you're talking about. And we need to fix that. But it's not a simple thing, especially when you got one of the partners in Quebec not willing to fix it, right?
Yes.
So,
but where are we as a province saying, you know what, enough is enough, it's not fair. The statistical data that I have is profound enough to say, you know what, we've got to make a change.
Well,
in 06 it was changed, it's worse than it was in 06.
well, the first change we've got to make is get rid of the McGuinty government. And then you got to remind all the great conservatives to be conservative.
Correct.
We're all talking about conservatism here. Everybody in this room. We are all good conservatives. I mean that with a small c. Right?
We'll be happy.
So we got that philosophy of true small c conservatism is alive and well here. And we just got to make sure that gets to Queen's Park. Guys like me will just do what we're told to do by you folks.
That's right.
That's our job, really.
As
We're
far
supposed
as-
to do what you want.
That's right. That's what
Fairness is a two-way street. I covered that as a reporter in Ontario and in Quebec. And you can, I saw Mike Harris bring it up. I saw Dalton McGuinty pull it back a bit. Talks a good game. People are afraid to take on Quebec. Is a lot of what it comes down to. You're not, politicians are. And that's part of it. The other part, and then I'll turn it to Mike, see if, I don't think the mic will reach in it.
I don't need no microphone.
Is that, Rob, what Jack said is true. You've got to push them. I was down in Washington at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference. These are grassroots activists pushing the Republican Party in the direction they want it to go. The Republican politicians do not go to CPAC and say, here's where we stand, get behind me. They show up and they're told, this is where we stand. You want us behind you? Get in line. And that's what you have to do. You have to be in contact with the politicians, lobby them, push them. The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
I think the other thing you need to remember is that as conservatives, we live and breathe common sense, logic, and reason. If it doesn't make sense, if I have anything carved on my tombstone, when God finally pulls the plug on me, it will say, I live my life according to common sense, logic, and reason. You might not have understood it, but that's how I tried to live it. The trouble is that the other side is not interested in common sense, logic, and reason. Because common sense, logic, and reason will win unless it encounters emotionalism. Emotionalism trumps everything. Why do you think the NDP want to drop the voters' age? Because they want younger, more malleable, excitable voters.
That they can mold.
Exactly, so they can mold. Well said, Pearl. The point I'm trying to make is, we are not going to win anything if we only use common sense, logic, and reason. We have to be passionate. We have to be emotionally engaged, charged, and turned on. We have to be like them only insofar as we are willing to engage and use some of the tactics that they use without selling out our principles. Because they want to win no matter what. To them, winning is everything. To conservatives, we want to win, but we want to do it on principle. And that's where the common sense, logic, and reason comes in. The trouble is, when emotion meets logic and reason, emotion wins. That's their trump. Because how can you kill that little baby seal? But he's eating all the cod. The goofies are going without jobs. There's worms in the fish. Oh, but he's such a cute little seal. Don't you look at his big eyes? Guess who wins? The little baby seal. Does it make any sense, logic or reason? No, but they win anyway. So let's make sure we understand that if we're going to take on this fight, that we have passion, that we have some emotion. Don't go off the, don't be a John Council and bounce off the ceiling all night. I love John, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy. But the point I'm trying to make is, we have to make sure that we, first of all,